Like father, like son. Really? Check it out.
One for any trip on Air Force One is tested before they get on.
Steve, it doesn't matter. Steve, it doesn't matter. Everybody that was in that room was tested. Steve, everybody that was in that room was tested, and the Cleveland Clinic's regulation was it didn't matter. Everybody, except for the three of us on the stage, was to wear a mask, and people from the Cleveland Clinic came over and offered the first family masks, thinking maybe they didn't have them. They were waved away, and the Commission on Presidential Debates has issued a statement saying, from now on, if you don't wear a mask, you're going to be escorted from the hall. So forget this question of being tested beforehand. Everybody was tested beforehand. No, I'm going to finish my question. Everybody was told to wear a mask. Why did the first family and the chief of staff feel that the rules for everybody else didn't apply to them?
Chris, we believe that masks are very useful. The president has worn them on many occasions, including visiting the hospital where he's now a patient. When he was visiting as commander-in-chief as a guest to visit soldiers there, he wore a mask. So we believe in masks. We also believe in some element of individual choice. People were distanced and they had been tested. Both of those things were true in that convention hall.
No, Steve, they weren't distanced, and there were rules, and there was no freedom of choice. They broke the rules.
I was there. I was there like you were, and they were distanced.
Why did they break the rules?
Those chairs were not close together. Look. Those chairs were not close together. And again, we also believe that people
It doesn't matter, Steve. The rules from the Cleveland Clinic, they were close together, Steve. And the rules from the Cleveland Clinic were everybody wears a mask. Why didn't they?
Chris, the way you're starting to harangue me now actually reminds me of what you did to the president during that debate on Tuesday night when he had to debate not just Joe. No, and then he had to debate not just Joe Biden, but you as well. You were not a neutral moderator then. I don't mind tough questions. I welcome reasonably tough questions. But what I don't think is okay is for you to become the effective opposition to the president. Okay, and everyone there was tested in the crowd. They were distanced from each other. People can make reasonable decisions for themselves.
No, they can't. They're the rules, and they'll be kicked out next time. Steve, let me just simply say the president interrupted me and the vice president 145 times, so I object to saying I harangued the president. I know it's the talking point. With the president in the hospital, there's a concern about the continuity of government. Is the campaign COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it.
Fox has obtained an exclusive interview with Dr. Scott Atlas, who you know is a special advisor on coronavirus to President Trump. He has just given this interview, and he said that he expects the president and the first lady to make a, quote, complete, full, and rapid recovery after the two tested positive. He says that there is, quote, zero reason to panic. Again, this is an exclusive interview to Fox. He said this is very difficult to avoid, talking about the virus itself, and then said it is no surprise that people get the infection even with precautions. I anticipate a complete and full and rapid recovery back to normal after his necessary confinement period. I anticipate he will be back on the road in full swing. He ultimately said he is a very, very healthy guy. And the overwhelming majority of people, even at his age, do fine with this. He is very healthy, and so I anticipate the same for him. That's Dr. Scott Atlas, Chris.
Well, I'm going to say something, and folks, I'm just trying to give you the truth. Dr. Scott Atlas is not an epidemiologist, is not an infectious disease specialist. He has no training in this area at all. There are a number of top people on the president's coronavirus task force who have had grave concerns about Scott Atlas and his scientific bona fides. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback from this. I very much hope everything he says is true. One, he can't know because the president is just in the earliest stages of this. And two, I understand the desire of the White House and its political people to try to talk this down, and I'm not certainly trying to talk it up, and I hope and pray the president is fine. But again, follow the scientists. Listen to people like Anthony Fauci. Listen to people like Deborah Birx, who have been largely cut off. Listen to the independent people who do not have a political axe to grind. And I frankly don't think Scott Atlas is one of those people.
And we hope that
COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one. Oh. Oh.
Why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman. You're going to say, well, I know this white guy named Mike Wallace. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it. And if I could say one thing to all of the people out there watching, forget the politics. This is a public safety health issue. The President of the United States is in the most secure bubble in the world, in the sense that everybody who comes in contact with him has to take a test, and he still got it. So wear the damn mask and follow the science.
Oh my goodness.
That's the key takeaway. COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it. Was that I arrived on Sunday. I think you arrived on Monday. They didn't arrive till Tuesday afternoon. So for them to get tested, there wouldn't have been enough time to have the test and have the debate at 9 o'clock that night. They didn't show up until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, there was an honor system when it came to the people that came into the hall from the two campaigns. COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it. And we have been told, and I've become a little bit of an expert on this in the last 12 hours because I'm going to have to get a COVID test since I was on that debate stage as well, that usually if you're going to get serious symptoms from this virus, it's about 4 to 7 days after you get the infection. And the fact that so quickly after he tests positive, the president is going to go up there and not for tests, as was suggested, but to spend several days up there. I mean, let's put it bluntly. The president is being hospitalized for the coronavirus. We all hope and we all pray that this is a quick and dramatic recovery, but this is not good news. And you got to know that everybody at that White House realizes they're 32 days away from an election and that the president going to the hospital as opposed to being able to recuperate at home is going to have a political impact, and that they wouldn't be doing this out of an abundance of caution. They're doing this because they think this is the right way to treat the president in this current situation.
Yes, and we're all
COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it. President Trump, you're holding large rallies with crowds packed together, thousands of people.
Outside.
Outside, yes, sir, agreed. Vice President Biden, you are holding much smaller events with...
Because nobody will show up.
People with...
Well, it's true. Nobody shows up to his rallies.
All right. In any case, why you holding the big rallies? Why you not? You go first, sir. COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it.
I think you did.
Mr. President, let him answer.
He doesn't want to let me answer because he knows I have the truth. His position has been totally, thoroughly discredited.
By who?
And Ukraine,
the media?
By everybody. Well, by the media, by our allies, by the World Bank, by everyone has discredited. Matter of fact, even the people who testified under oath.
So let me ask you this, Joe.
No, go ahead, Mr. I'm listening to you.
People
he got $3.5 million from Moscow.
He testified under oath in his administration, said, I did my job and I did it very well.
Oh,
I
really?
did it
I'd
honorably.
like to know who they are.
Well, I'll give you the list of the people who testified.
No, go ahead, sir.
Sure, you've already fired most of them because they did a good job.
Some people don't do a good job. With you,
go ahead. Wait a minute. You get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me.
Hey, let me just say to you.
No. Mr. President.
$3.5 million, Joe.
That is simply
Why did he deserve $3.5 million?
COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject, so let's try to be serious about it. We criticize the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland.
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared to
do
specifically
that, but
do it?
Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
Who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
FBI director
This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got to be
not
kidding.
malicious. That's what his FBI, FBI director said.
Well, then you know what?
We're done. We're COVID-19, which is an awfully serious subject. So let's try to be serious about it. We criticize the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared to specifically
do it?
Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
Who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got to be
not
kidding.
malicious. That's what his FBI, FBI director said.
Well, then you know what?
No, we're done.